On the World Cup story, I think that's a very interesting angle, this whole idea of everybody jumping on the bandwagon but paying a lot of money to do so and getting lost in the noise. It might be interesting to find out, I know I've seen data about what happened in the World Cup soccer to, which sponsors were noticed, which sponsors were lost. And also there's data on the Olympics for which sponsors spent what and got what. And I think the interesting thing that you'll find out is that it ain't what you got, it's what you do with it that matters. And the creativity and quality of the execution of the activation of the sponsorship is the thing that drives whether you get a result from it or not. If not, all you get is some very expensive seats. But I think it's a clever idea. I like it. Yeah. It's interesting. I think on the creative expats thing, for what it's worth, my view is that it'll be incredibly hard for any expat creative director to be really effective in India. And I say that because this is a huge country that has so much diversity and so rich a culture that unless you really understand it and feel a lot of it in your bones, you're going to miss big opportunities. This is one of those classic cases where you need to get the data and probably ignore what people say, but concentrate on what people did. And if they have indeed done a great job of getting more people to watch their shows, and this is the one thing that's changed, then the conclusion is that this is the thing that people have been waiting for, even if they haven't been saying they're waiting for it. No scale, no sale. If you don't get numbers up, you aren't going to build a business. So I think that, the records that need to be created have got to be for the ripples, not for the pebble. And I think looking at things that have maybe not been Guinness record breaking events, but have had a larger impact. When you aggregate the impact of the whole thing, that's I think where the truth lies. I think it would be interesting to do the thing on how much money ESPN is going to make.
Fine, command it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that I think you've got to do stuff about the World Cup. You just got to find a different angle on it. To me, that sounds like an interesting one. I think creative expats is an interesting story.
All right.
I also think you could maybe connect that to cricket. If you make, how can they possibly succeed? They don't even know what cricket. So I think the event story.
Okay.
Is also interesting. So this has been a lot of fun, somewhat intimidating. You're burdened with the responsibility of figuring out something that's going to be both interesting and informative for all of your readers. And I'm very, very conscious, as I was looking into the eyes of the reporters, that when I said things, it was going to create work. They were going to have to go and start doing stuff, which I found a huge responsibility. So as much fun as it was, I'd much rather just be a reader.